Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And we see them, and excuse the noise in the background if you hear anything. Some people are doing something outside, so I can't really control that. Anyway, make sure you go and like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, this story just keeps evolving, right? And I don't think we're anywhere close to getting to the end of this story, because right now we don't really even have all the information. It seems to me that ESPN is turning into the new how much we can bash men network. That's what it seems like to me. With every passing day, they seem to be, that's the impression I get as a guy watching ESPN. The Ime Udoka scandal seems to have opened up a can of worms, and Malika Andrews, who's one of their hosts, one of their hosts on the show, seems to have been making it her business to go out there and embarrass all of her male coworkers. First, it started with the incident that she had on ESPN First Take when I believe she was at the Boston Celtics press conference when they were addressing the Ime Udoka scandal. And then she came on air on ESPN First Take while Stephen A. Smith was there. And she came on air and basically tried to scold Stephen A. Smith. The way that she was talking, you guys know, it's not just the way you think, the words you use, it's also your tonality. Tonality is a form of communication, right? If you say, please, move this, it conveys two different meanings. And the way she was speaking to Stephen A. Smith was something that I haven't seen, really anybody do to Stephen A. Smith like that. And he called her on it like, hey, wait a minute, you're not going to come on my show and tell me to stop and all of these different things. That was incident number one. Incident number two was when she then brought on Kendrick Perkins to give his side of things with the Ime Udoka story. And essentially she threw him off the air because he had a different viewpoint from her. And it seemed like as if Malika Andrews is using ESPN as her personal platform to go out there and express her views about men, right? I don't know what it is with her. And now there seems to be another incident with her on the network where I believe it was yesterday, day before yesterday. I believe it was yesterday. They were speaking about the new coach, the new head coach for the Boston Celtics, Joe Mazzulla. I hope I pronounce his name properly. And for whatever reason, Mrs. I want to protect the identities and the background of people, she made it her business to go out there and put this guy's past record on Front Street for God knows who. I don't know who she was doing it for. Last time I checked, we in the public, we're not the ones that are going to be hiring the new Boston Celtics head coach, and hiring him from that job. So for those of you who missed what she had to say, take a listen to what she had to say here, and I'm going to come back and react to it. Take a listen to that here.
And Woj, you reported that Joe Mazzulla will be the interim head coach here. You can see his resume on your screen. He's been a Celtics assistant coach the last 3 seasons after spending the previous 3 seasons at Fairmount State. And he played for West Virginia between 2006 and 2011, and now could become the NBA's youngest head coach at 34 years old. And we'd be remiss not to also mention that Mazzulla was arrested twice at West Virginia, once in 2008 for underage drinking and aggravated assault. He pled guilty, paid a fine, and then again in 2009 for domestic battery after an incident at Morgantown Bar. The domestic battery case never went to trial. It was settled in August of 2009. He paid a $100 fine and court costs, plus had to do 40 hours of community service. Now, that was 13 years ago. He settled and paid both fines. So, Woj, why are the Celtics choosing him as their next head coach? Well, let's start with this. This is somebody whose character they really believe in, whose leadership they really believe in, and tactically, they think this is Joe Mazzulla has all the makings of a head coach in the NBA.
So you heard what she had to say here, and I got some very serious questions for the audience and for people that support this type of this nonsense, to be honest with you. My question is this, and it's a simple one. Why is Malika Andrews doing all of this? Like, what is the issue here? What's the problem? What's the problem? Is he, Joe Mazzulla, the first person to have a background? Is he the first person? Is he the first person? I don't believe he is. So, I mean, why are we focusing in on him? Number one, why are we stopping with him? If we comb through the entire NBA, I'm sure everybody has something in their, in their closet. So why are we focusing on him? That's number one. I agree that Ime Udoka put himself in a position for something like this to happen. We all agree with this, but we also agree that some of that stuff was consensual. We also agree that the way the Boston Celtics have mismanaged the situation is causing people to speculate. When she was up there getting upset, well, why are people speculating? It's disgusting. It's like, what world do you live in? People are going to do this when they want more information on the said parties that no one knows. So if you want people to stop doing that, it would behoove the Boston Celtics to put out their information. That's that's the one thing. But here's another point I want to get to, and this is really my my larger point here. Malika Andrews spoke about, you know, protecting the identities of those women, right? We don't want to reveal all that information. But nevertheless, she has no problem bringing up this guy's past, you know, and making it public information. And my question is this for Malika and people that feel like as if she did something positive there. Is Joe Mazzulla running for public office? Is he running for the governorship of Massachusetts? Is he running for some type of political office? I can understand if this is someone running for a political office, then the public, you know, need to know the background of the person that they potentially may be voting for or the person that may be governing them in the future. I totally understand that. But he's not running for office. He's just an interim head coach. He's not even like the new hire. He's just a guy filling in for Ime Udoka momentarily. So why are you putting all that information out there? I thought you were concerned with keeping people's personal business behind closed doors. And some people will say, well, she's doing it for transparency. So if you're a person that is concerned with transparency, why are you against people revealing the identity of the female coworkers that Ime Udoka had those consensual relationships with? Why are you against that? Why are you against that? It seems to me that Malika Andrews has a problem with men. This seems to be the overarching message I'm getting here. And in my personal opinion, I think ESPN needs to step in and do something and say something. In my personal opinion, men, we enjoy to watch sports. And the last thing we want to see is us turn on a sports network and have somebody up there bashing us for no good reason. If she wants to create her own platform where she can do this, she's free to do it. But I don't understand why ESPN, which is supposed to be about sports, is allowing this nonsense to happen. And at every turn, they're finding a way to bash men. What is really going on here? I don't understand the purpose of all of this. I don't know what her issue is. She seems to have something against men, and she absolutely doesn't have any regard for black men whatsoever. That's the impression I get. Maybe you get a different one. That's the she don't care. She don't care. Throw them all under the bus if she can have it that way. And to me, I'm not with it. So these are my thoughts and opinions on this. What I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about the comments that she had to make? What do you think about the things that I had to say? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comment section, and we catch you all on the next episode.